the reason why I feel like I would lash out and do that, because I grew up in a household where we would end up, okay, we're gonna sit down and talk about our problems. Like, you made the example, but our family would end up just yelling. Everybody's trying to talk over everybody. Nothing gets solved.
Right.
And that's just how her and I grew up.
I feel like that's why we avoid it though.
Right, because then we might say something like, well, if I have to talk about it, I'm about to give it all to you. Right? Instead of what I was just trying to do. I was trying to do a role play there. Like, I have to sit down with you and actually get to the heart of what's bothering me.
Can I add something?
Sure.
About growing up in our household.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the reason why I feel like I would lash out and do that, because I grew up in a household where we would end up, okay, we're gonna sit down and talk about our problems. Like, you made the example, but our family would end up just yelling. Everybody's trying to talk over everybody. Nothing gets solved.
Right.
And that's just how her and I grew up.
Sure.
With our father. He can't talk. You know that. He's just constantly like, if he's triggered, he's gonna yell. So I feel like.
So he didn't set the best example.
No.
Which I can respect that, because I didn't get a good example. And I've talked about this before. Like, my father was, I think he had a lot of things that he never dealt with. And so he took it out on me and my sister.
That's how my dad was, yeah.
We didn't learn appropriate ways of communicating. We actually just kept to ourselves. Like, I was the quiet student. I just did what I was supposed to do. I didn't talk back. Like I said, I was afraid. So there was no level of communication. It was, he proclaimed something, that's it. Just shake my head. It wasn't until I had to get older and I recognized, like I said earlier, about the situation with boys, that's not healthy. Because then what can happen is, when we want to sit down, we want to be in a relationship with you two lovely ladies, and you want to talk about stuff. More often than not, women tend to want to talk about things more than men do.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But if I wasn't raised in that type of environment, what do you think I'm going to do? Like I said earlier, I'm going to run, because I don't know how to do it. And I usually give an example, like, I know we're kind of skipping ahead. Remind me the program you're about to graduate from?
Daytona State Radiology Program.
Okay. So let's say I wanted to go into that field and do that job, right? But I didn't go through your program. Would you imagine I'm going to feel comfortable going to a hospital or a healthcare facility doing that job with zero training?
No.
Would you?
Absolutely not.
Right. So it's no different than if I've never been coached or seen a good example, had a good model of what healthy communication and dialogue looks like, particularly between a man and a woman. How do you think I'm going to handle that? Probably poorly. And if I don't learn how to do it, like I had to do, which is why you go to therapy, then I'm going to keep repeating the same mistakes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
So I understand, that's why I gave that story, why a lot of us struggle in that area. But I think we can do better. And I think we must do better, particularly for those of us that are parents, and then also for those of us that want relationships and healthy partnerships, because otherwise, how do we navigate any type of issue that's going to arise, which it will? We have to know how to be able to engage in that and not call each other out our name, be disrespectful, be rude, because that doesn't fix anything.